Hello everyone, and welcome to this making of. So in this one I'm going to be drawing a wolf head, and I'm starting out by sketching out the basic shapes, geometrical shapes of the head, and then adding in some rough line work. Sorry, not line work, but sketching, and um, I'm just trying to figure out how it will look shape wise, and where each bit goes, and from starting from teeth and doesn't out the teeth and the jaw. So I'm doing this in red pencil in Adobe Photoshop, and after I have the basic shape in place, I'm just moving things around and making this knot a bit shorter, and I'm redoing the teeth. So now I'm coming in with the blue pencil just to make a tighter sketch, and go over the rough one I did before in red. Um, yeah, I'm adding some the tongue and everything, some new grooves. Mostly I'm setting up this piece for inking, and as you can see, it's a lot tighter than the red pencil sketch, and more refined, let's say that. Of course I'm going to be changing some things in inking as well, because hey, but I'm moving out of the concept phase and into the actual drawing phase at this moment. Okay. uh, there added a dribble of spit, and adding in all the details I want to keep in inking. Okay, as far as inking goes, I'm going to be using a 15-point brush with size set to pressure, and as you know, I'm very keen on lightweight variation in all pieces, because it gives a little more detail, and it makes more personal. So what I'm doing now is just lining everything, and I'm starting with the snout and the teeth, and first of all, it's in my process, what I'd like to do is just ink the parts in the, let's say, foreground first, and then just come with the midground and background, because it wouldn't make sense to ink the ones behind first in the background or something, and then just realize, oh shit, I got to delete this line and do it again. When working with the different line weights in Illustrator, if you basically put down a mathematical path of the line, not a line, a rasterized line like you would in Photoshop. So if you delete a part of it, it may screw up the entire line um, in terms of line weight and the feel. And okay, now I'm going to the ear, and I'm leaving out the details for later. It's the splatter behind. What I'm doing now is changed from the 15-point brush to a 5-point brush, again with the setting, with the pressure set to size, in order to create the final details. And now I'll move back to the 15-point brush for the continuation of the outline, making in all the hairs and everything. It's a bit of a tedious process, but it's definitely worth it to have nice line work. Again, for the zigzag and everything, I'm using the 5-point brush with size set to pressure. This would not be necessary just to add all those little lines, but it does give the piece a nice furry feel, since it's a wolf. And now I'm going in with the 15-point brush over the outline, mostly the exterior parts. I'm not going in everywhere, just to make it bolder, make it stand out from the rest. It's, from my point of view, it's very nice to have some line weight variation, and not just in the original line weight, but with the outline as well, just to bring things to the foreground. So moving into the coloring phase, I'm choosing a color, and I'm just blocking in the base colors for everything, for the face, for the splatter behind, and for the other ear, for the nose. All the parts I know are going to be colored differently, so I'm using layers in the Photoshop right now, and adding the base colors. Once I'm done with this process, the piece is starting to look rather nice, I believe, due to the colors and the line weight variation and everything. But it's not always enough just to have some nice base colors. From my point of view, this is the most tedious part of the coloring process, just adding in base colors. So what I'm doing now is just creating a clipping mask for each layer of base color, and in this case it's the full face, which is all set on one layer, and I'm using a textured brush to add some values, some different tones of I already knew I wanted this piece to be quite dark and not necessarily scary, but darker, not the light kind. So I'm using a brush on black, using the black color, and it's set to opacity. Base opacity is around 20%, 20-30%, and I'm also it's toggled on based on pressure. And in the first part I was using a texture brush, but now I'm moving into the soft air brush. I just wanted to get some other type of texture, another feel out of the piece. So working in the shadows and the dark grooves and edges and everything into the face at first, adding some more details as well. And basically I like to shade around each bolder line I put in, because that would mean it's a groove for me. It's not just a line. So I like to give it that 3D feel, because if you notice a groove in real life, it has the darkest part where it goes deepest, and then it just fades into the other color, into the normal color. Okay, so adding some texture to all of the different parts, and that's a matter of preference. Let's say I like to sometimes go with black, sometimes go with a darker tone. Okay, I'm adding some highlights right now and some rim lighting. And for this kind of pieces, don't be afraid to go with completely white, true white highlights, because it gives it a pop out feel or something like that. That would be everything about this one. So thank you for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.